Seltzer Kings.
Podcasts.
Half Man, the new HBO original limited series from Baby Reindeer creator Richard Gadd, examines the tumultuous relationship between two estranged brothers, tracking the highs and lows of the pair over the course of 40 years. Starring Emmy Award winner Richard Gadd and BAFTA Award winner Jamie Bell. Half Man premieres April 23rd on HBO Max.
So, Bonnie Capistrano tells me you knocked her up and blew her off.
Yeah, whatever happened with that?
You do your hair like that to cover up the 3 6s on your scalp, right?
I told her to get a paternity test. I'm not here to help her turn a profit.
I just feel like you have this wadded up Maxim magazine where your heart is supposed to be.
Oh, I'm heartless. First Duncan, now Logan. You're running out of rich bachelors' heads to mess with. Is it some kind of weird sport for you? You know, breaking dudes' hearts? What, you put another notch in your lipstick case?
Logan slept with Madison when you guys were in Aspen.
And?
Sorry, Dick. Probably shouldn't have.
What, are you worried? Can we be done? I've got things to do.
Well, look who it is. Welcome to yet another episode of Boys Watching Veronica Mars. We're just two boys watching Veronica Mars for the first time, giving our review, our reactions. We're your hosts. I'm Joe Welke.
I am Vance.
Today we're talking about Season 3, Episode 12, titled There's Got to Be a Morning After Pill. What a title. Directed by Trisha Brock. Story by Jonathan Moskin and David Muley. Teleplay by Jonathan Moskin and Phil Klemmer and John Enbaum. Original air date February 6, 2007 to an audience of 2.4 million people. And before we get into the episode, everybody, just a reminder to join our Discord. Link is in the show notes. That's where we have a bunch of fun conversations about Veronica Mars, about our Patreon series, True Blood, and everything we've ever done, and everything that you're doing. We're doing everything. I did a whole breakdown of Heated Rivalry, which I just completed the other day. So link is in the show notes for the Discord. Make some friends, make some enemies, or don't. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/boyswatching Buffy, where we are covering True Blood currently. And we will be doing the next installment of the Twilight Saga. That will be coming out in April. That's coming up soon, so be on the lookout for that. And yeah, that's about it for all the up top announcements. How are you doing, Vance?
I'm doing all right, just living the dream. We're recording at a different hour, different day than usual, different time, different time zones in general, but different time for us normally. And
yeah.
So what you drinking, Jeff?
I have a cherry cola, 0 sugar.
Oh.
A store brand. It's called Big K. It's Kroger brand. Cherry cola, 0 sugar.
I have
not hitting the energy drink right now.
I have a 9.5 alcohol beer.
Vance leaves the West Coast and starts podcasting.
I am drinking a Golden Monkey. And boy, oh boy, this episode could get a little wonky. We'll see.
Is 9.5 a big APV like for beer?
Like a Bud Light is somewhere around like a high 3 to 4.
Oh, so, boy.
Yeah.
Little peek behind the curtain here. We usually record in the morning. So there's got to be a morning after pill. This could be a wild one.
Yeah. And it is a wild episode. And I have my general thought about this show is that I am both fascinated and enraged by it.
Like you always say, it's always interesting. I'm never bored.
No.
There's always something crazy happening.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 10% of the time it's positive.
This show is so dark.
Yes. Yes, it is. What did we predict for There's Got to Be a Morning After Pill?
I think we both said that Mac would be pregnant by the animal rights fat guy.
Mm-hmm.
But that is not the case.
PHAT, everybody.
Yes, PHAT.
People for the humane animal treatment. People for humane animal treatment. That's what it was.
Yes, yeah. And I've said that Veronica would high five Mac upon hearing about the hookup.
Mm-hmm.
That did not happen because none of the, opening credit cast members are in this show for some reason.
Yeah, no.
So
they swap them out every once in a while, you know.
But it's like Piz is not in this one. Parker's not in this one. Mac's not in this one. Wallace is not in this one. That's 4 people from the opening credits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think we get Sheriff Lamb in this one. He gets mentioned a bunch, but he's not in it. Anyway, and you said the same, but then I talked you out of saying that it would involve Wallace.
Yeah, because I thought there was going to be a Wallace getting a groupie fangirl pregnant.
Yeah. And then I said, I talked you out of it because like the show is steered clear from doing that little trope of like the person of color that has the like high school pregnancy kind of situation. And then I remembered Jackie had a secret baby.
Yep. Well, she wasn't an athlete.
No, she was just like a black girl from Brooklyn that just, got knocked up and went across, left the baby with her mom and went to California and had a pill addiction that she got over quickly.
That was seen once.
Yeah, I don't know.
God damn, dude. What a fucking show this is. All right. Shall we get into this episode?
Yeah. There's going to be some Golden Monkey 9.5 ABV
Thoughts going on. Yeah. This is where it's revealed that Vance is actually the bad one of the two. Vance is going to let his true opinions fly, and then you'll all be like, oh, we were way too harsh on Joe.
And another thing.
I'm going to have to do for the first time ever. That is Vance Tucker speaking.
That is Vance Tucker slurring his words.
Oh my God. Okay. So this episode opens up with Veronica waking up in bed with Logan. She gets up to leave. She walks onto the balcony and she sees it's snowy. And she walks back in and she sees Madison riding on Logan's wang. And it's all a dream. It was all a dream. And Veronica wakes up from her actual slumber alone in her house on the couch. And she just can't stop getting the visual of Logan and Madison out of her head. Logan calls her and Veronica is just like, yeah, I can't stop thinking about this dream. And Logan and Veronica have a date that night and it's affecting her sleep. It's keeping her up at night, envisioning Logan and Madison together.
What about Lily?
No. Kendall Casablancas, that's nothing.
Nothing. Doesn't bother her
Madison,
at all.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
All right.
Not the fact that his dad tried to kill her. No.
Nope.
Nah, that's history.
Yep.
Not his roommate's brother, Beaver. Nope.
Nope.
So Veronica's got to go to work though. She's got to work at the library. She got a shift at the library, and Bonnie from several episodes ago Tim Foyle's girlfriend, who was sleeping with Dick Casablancas, she shows up at the library because she needs Veronica's help. Bonnie's pregnant, and Veronica's like, oh my God, who's the dad? And she's like, well, it could be Dick, it could be Tim, but it doesn't really matter because somebody slipped me a miscarriage drug.
Dude.
And she needs
This was like the second scene. It was rough.
She got slipped RU486, which is like a miscarriage-inducing drug. And Bonnie doesn't really care to find out about who the father was or whatever. She more wants to find out who slipped her the miscarriage drug. And Veronica's like, do you think that it could have been a mistake? And Bonnie's like, no, it was an intentional drugging. The doctor said that he found it in a drug test after she went to the doctor. And yeah, but Dick and Tim Foyle both knew about Bonnie being pregnant. Bonnie asked Dick if he would pay for a procedure. And Dick said that he would if she took a paternity test. And Veronica's like, ugh, typical Dick. And when Tim Foyle found out about it, he's been very sweet about it. Bonnie and Tim got back together after all of this. Veronica asked why Bonnie is into Foyle. And I have the same question.
I like that she puts Tim on a lower ranking than Dick, who she should despise with every fiber in her body.
I like Veronica's like, well, I could see why somebody would be into Dick Casablancas, but Tim Foyle?
Yeah.
But Bonnie said that she likes Tim because he takes care of her, kind of like my dad in a way. Bonnie didn't tell Tim about the baby. They came back to her apartment at one point to find balloons congratulating Bonnie about the baby, and the parents, Bonnie's parents, got her balloons. They were all excited about the baby, and her parents are super religious, and Tim Foyle offered to marry Bonnie, and Tim wants to keep the baby, and Bonnie says that Veronica can't let Tim Foyle know that Veronica's been hired about this miscarriage drug thing.
Yeah, she wouldn't want, Bonnie doesn't want Tim to think that she wouldn't trust him, even though hiring her is you questioning. It's either Tim or Dick that did it.
Yeah.
Right? And also, I was thinking, didn't she sleep with another frat bro in that same
Yeah, we
week?
saw her coming out. Maybe
Yeah.
they used protection. Maybe
I would
they used
assume she
protection.
probably, well, yeah, I'm just not going to assume anything but anybody anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems
So,
like
I mean,
could have been a third. It could have been a third person involved in this from what we saw.
But I just want to say, like you just brought up, this is the second scene, and it's just an insane information dump.
I just couldn't believe that we went from, oh, I can't believe Logan hooked up with Madison, to, hey, I think someone forced me to have a miscarriage. And then it was like, a long time ago. And I was like, no. No, we can't.
I was upset about the theme song change because I am a fan of the original song, but thinking about having that original song, like the upbeat nature of it, with all of this, it just does not fit at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, we learn all about Bonnie, her backstory. Her parents are religious. She's been hooking up with Tim and Dick. Dick wanted an abortion. Tim wanted to keep the baby, get married, but she's been slipped a miscarriage drug. And like the whole time it's a walk and talk, and they keep like looking over their shoulders because people keep being near them. And it's like, this is a very private conversation.
And they're in a library. Yeah.
Yeah. Just Veronica Mars, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And then we have this next scene.
This scene is going to take some time to unpack.
Buckle
up, people.
So So Veronica shows up to Logan's hotel room. Logan's in a shirt and tie. He's getting dressed, getting ready for the fancy date that Veronica and he are going on.
Yeah. When have they ever got dressed up to go on a date?
I don't know. But Veronica shows up in like, her regular Veronica Mars outfit. She's in jeans, and Logan's like, oh, not quite the vibe I was thinking we would have, but sure, whatever, I guess jeans. And then Veronica's like, did you hook up with Madison when you were in Aspen? And Logan's like, yeah. And then Veronica's like, and why did you? And he's like, I lied about it. Yes, because it's information that you don't need to know. And then Veronica's like, I can't believe you hooked up with Madison. Don't you know I hate her? She drugged me and wrote slut on my windshield after I was sexually assaulted. And Logan's like, we were broken up at the time. And Veronica's like, that doesn't matter. You know how much I hate Madison, and you still did it anyway. And you had to have thought about that while you were hooking up with her. And Logan's like, it wasn't like that. And Veronica's like, well, I don't care what it was like. It's disgusting. I hate her. And Logan's like, I wasn't trying to hurt you. And Logan goes, what can I do to make this better? And then Veronica goes, make it not true. Make it so I don't think about it all the time. Make it so that when I close my eyes to rest my head at night, I don't see visions of you two having sex in Aspen, because Logan, there's nothing that you can do that will make me ever get past this.
I mean, we brought it up a lot last episode, but breaking points.
Mm-hmm.
This being the breaking point is insane to me.
Yeah.
I get her feeling some kind of way, not liking it. But we need to dive into a lot of this, because I guess my biggest one is Veronica is still blaming Madison for roofing her.
Yeah.
She did not purposely roofie her. She spit in her own drink and handed it to her. Again, disgusting. Again, you can dislike her for that. But she is not the main culprit of why you were drugged. That is Dick and Logan.
Yep.
If season
Logan brought it to the party.
And he's the one who drugged Duncan.
Mm-hmm.
And if season 2 doesn't happen, the trauma that she felt in season 1 stemmed from Duncan being drugged by Logan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I just for me, that's the biggest hang up, is that after all the information that she's got, after all the stuff she has, she still pins that on Madison. And Madison, again, bad person, not good. We've seen her be a bad person. But the other thing is, Veronica doubled down on that, goes, and she wrote slut on my windshield after the worst night I had in my life.
Mm-hmm.
From Madison's perspective, you got really drunk and hooked up with her boyfriend, Dick. That's what Madison saw. She didn't just write that because she was like, haha, you got date raped and drugged, and now I'm doing it. She's mean. She's malicious. She might have done that regardless, but that wasn't her motivation for doing that.
Yeah, yeah.
So again, and you're saying this to Logan, who lives with Dick. It's insane to me.
Forget they live together, and then there's there's points in the show where Dick shows up, and I'm like, oh yeah, they live together.
Yeah, so they're just watching movies on the couch together, like the guy's dad who tried to kill you and the guy's brother who actually raped you, But Madison is the point where you can't see past it. Yeah. He's not getting past the allegations of hating women.
I mean, it's also just bro, she asked one question about Mexico. Do you think we're going to find out anything more about this Mexico?
We are, because they keep doubling down on it again. And I don't know what more. The problem is, I thought the Mexico thing, when she was like, wait, you just left those girls there? I thought that was the thing that was going to be enough for her to break up with them. That wasn't. Yeah. She was like, oh, a couple girls you killed in Mexico, that's fine. But you slept with Madison on a ski trip?
I mean, I feel like they broke up for one episode and then got back together. And it's just like this will they, won't they is like, I don't want them to.
I have a question I posed on Discord is what is the time frame of this breakup? Because people are saying that Logan lied because he mentioned hooking up with some other woman, some other girl, but they're thinking it's the surfer girl. He went surfing and went on a ski trip during their breakup, or are these two different breakups?
I think it's the same breakup, but he doesn't say a name. When Veronica's like, did you hook up with anybody? He's like, yeah, but she was a terrible person and didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
And then Veronica's like, you lied to me. I'm like, did he? Did he lie? Because he did say that he had hooked up with somebody.
I had to go back. and watch that scene because I knew we'd have to talk about this forever. So I went back and watched that scene, and he goes, Veronica asked him, did you hook up with someone? Did you sleep with anyone while we were broken up? And he goes, landmine. Like, he's like, I don't want to tell you about this. And then he goes, oh, I did, but it was like a big mistake, and it's one of the worst people I could have ever done it with. And I guess if you're watching the show and you don't know it's Madison yet, which at that point in the episode, I knew it had to be Madison by what he was saying and the fact that she just showed up there. But I guess you're thinking, oh, he's talking about the surfer girl who he looked so sad about when that was done, right?
Well, he didn't sleep with her, it seemed like.
Yeah, I mean, did she say hook up or whatever? Like, whatever. It might be in the vagaries of that. But I was confused as to when the ski trip happened because I didn't know. It seems like they were on the beach and it wasn't like winter time. And it seemed like they were only broken up for like 2 weeks to a month.
Yeah. I mean, Logan pulls.
I mean, the last time we saw it didn't we see Dick try to get him to go surfing? It's like, hey, man, you got to get out of your room. You're being all like sad and mopey. And it didn't seem like, oh, you hooked up with Madison already. But I don't know if this is a separate breakup because they've broken up and gotten back together like 4 or 5 times.
I feel like it had to have been the most recent one.
But that most recent one, that wouldn't have been enough time for him to go on a ski trip, was it?
I have no idea. I also think that, what was it? Oh, well, when Dick was trying to get him to go surfing with egg butt guy, what was his name?
Chip. Chip can just laugh about that. Chip is so cool. He's like, whatever, man. My shaved head actually looks good.
Dick was pitching it as like, we need to go and like kind of get some chicks or whatever. And Logan was like, I don't know, but maybe that blowjob reawakened the dog in him or something. No. It's like, we gotta go skiing with fucking Madison.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I just think it's.
And how was she there? Was it like a planned thing? Was like she going with Dick? Because it seemed like she's not with Dick.
No, I guess they just all went to Aspen to ski, and I guess they just all were there. Logan doesn't have a family. Dick doesn't have a family. Madison goes to a different school.
Yeah.
Who knows if they have, I don't know.
Yeah.
But also, I want one last thing about Veronica saying this to Logan's face. Logan, in the first episode, was making fun of Veronica's missing mom and calling her an alcoholic to her face.
Yeah.
This is stuff that he has done to her. He smashed her car. Okay, that's been the past. Fine. Whatever. The Kendall thing, I don't see how she got past him sleeping with his friend's stepmom.
Well, she showed up at his door all teary-eyed, like, I want to give this a chance, and then Kendall slinks from behind.
She got over that.
Yeah. Yeah, but Madison, you know how much I hate Madison. I don't care about my dead best friend that you used to date,
yeah,
who was sleeping with your dad, who tried to kill me.
And I don't care that I'm sleeping with you and you used to be the best friends of Duncan, a guy who I helped kidnap his baby with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't care about that.
What an intricate web we have weaved, Miss Veronica Mars.
I'm sure, and if you want to join Discord, I'm sure we're going to be talking about this for a while. So yeah, if you have more to say, hop on Discord. We'll be there.
Next scene is Keith. We get a special guest appearance from Backup. He's walking back up. He goes to Mindy Odell's place, and he's like, hey, just came by to ask you some questions. So I checked out the police report. There was a discrepancy here about, like, did Cyrus... the police report said that, or you said that Cyrus had the minivan, but the girl that was egging everything said that she egged the Volvo. What was the deal? And Mindy goes, well, yeah, Cyrus needed to take the minivan that day because he needed to haul my son's drum kit around. And Keith is like, all right, good to know. And he walks off.
Yeah.
So then we go to Dick Casablancas, and Veronica goes over to him, and she's like, hey, I need to ask you about Bonnie. And Dick is like, Bonnie, yeah, I slept with her. And yeah, I heard that she was pregnant, but I wanted a paternity test because I'm not going to pay for some shit that's not mine. And Veronica's like, you are classless. And he's like, why am I classless? And number two, why are you here? You're here messing with Logan's head and breaking his heart and breaking up with him. How dare you come and talk to me about who's classless? And then Veronica goes, well, I broke up with him because Logan slept with Madison while y'all were in Aspen. Did you know that? And Dick is like, so what? I don't care about that. Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, I gotta go hook up with some red-haired girl. Hey, Nadia. And he points at some girl, Nadia, and he goes up to her, and he's like putting his arm around her and trying to mac on her. And Veronica's like, God damn, what's it like to not have a conscience?
There's one thing that happens in this scene that really pissed me off. This is Vance talking, not the golden monkey. It's the fact that Veronica says this about the thing about Logan hooking up with Madison. And then Dick gets all like stuttery, like you could tell it hurts him.
Yeah.
And Veronica then apologizes to Dick and says, I'm sorry. What are you doing? What are you doing? You've said so much hurtful stuff and just let it linger. But this guy shows like the 1 ounce of like kind of human feelings. Has he once apologized to you about his brother's actions or what happened on the rooftop or any of that shit? He wasn't even like concerned when the rapes were happening at Hearst.
Yeah.
Why rape the cow when you're getting the milk for free? Like that's the guy.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he shows a little bit of emotion and you start to quiver.
He's in the Humvee with a ghetto blaster.
Yeah.
He's interrupting the Stop Women Rape rallies.
Yeah. And he shows just the slightest bit of feelings, and she gets like, oh, I'm sorry. And then has that voiceover line when he leaves, like, oh, it must be nice to have no like morals or whatever. And I'm just like, don't let him get a pass because and why is he hung up on Madison? They've been broken up since high school. And Veronica, did you forget everything you learned about the party? He tried to rape Madison. Yeah. If she drank that drink, he would have raped her.
Yeah.
It again, fascinating show. Enrages me.
Well, he's moved on. He's got Nadia now.
Yeah. I mean, he had a Bonnie. He had so many people. Like, Dick's not struggling for ladies.
But Bonnie had his heart.
I didn't know Madison was so high up on the rankings.
Oh, I meant Madison has his heart. Yeah, no. Even in Veronica's dream, where Madison's looking over the shoulder, Logan, and she's looking over the shoulder, I was like, oh, I guess that must be Madison, but I don't recognize her.
Yeah. I have face blindness to her.
Yeah. So Veronica goes to Bonnie's dorm, and Bonnie's not there. Her roommate Phyllis answers, and Phyllis is like, oh, you must be Veronica. I heard all about you. Bonnie's wants to hire you to help her figure out all of her stuff. And apparently Bonnie wants to be like the female Indiana Jones. And Phyllis really likes Tim Foyle. Tim Foyle. Wow. I'm just picking up on that. His name is Tim Foyle.
Wait, you're just
Like
picking that
Tim
up? I mean,
Foyle.
Discord's been all over the naming.
I did not. I've been calling him Foyle because I thought of it more as like he's a foil for Veronica, but his name is Tim Foyle. Like, oh my fucking God. This show sucks.
That is Joe Welke speaking.
Yeah. Like he's a conspiracy theorist, tinfoil hat. Oh my God. Phyllis didn't like Tim Foyle, but she turned a corner on him after he found out about the baby, because then he started to be really nice to Bonnie. And Phyllis doesn't think that Tim drugged Bonnie, and then she reveals that Bonnie's dad is a famous TV televangelist preacher guy, Mr. Reverend Capistrano's Ministries. And Veronica's like, I know that Phyllis just said that I don't think Tim is the one that drugged him, but I think Tim drugged her. So I'm going to go check out his stuff. And she tries to break into Foyle's office, and then she throws a hissy fit to get the janitor to open it for her. So the janitor opens it for her, and Veronica can't log into his computer because she doesn't know what his password is. So foiled once again. Because she wants to see his like search history to see if he was like looking up where to get this RU486.
And he would only look at it on his computer at the office. He would not
At
go
work,
home.
yeah.
Yeah, he would never do it at home. He would never look it up on his phone. You know.
No.
Yeah.
His desktop computer at Hearst College.
Yes, that's where you do all your crimes. A guy in criminology knows how things get tracked. Would do it that way. Yep.
So Veronica, she goes home and she's trying to sleep, but she can't. She's still thinking about Madison. Then Keith comes home, and Keith tells Veronica that he's in a little bit of a pickle because Nish says that she egged the dean's Volvo. Mindy says that the dean took the minivan that night. So I can't tell who's lying and who to believe. And Veronica's like, don't believe anybody. And Keith can tell that something's up with Veronica. And he's like, hey, are you all right? And Veronica goes, me and Logan broke up for the 6th time. And Keith's like, oh, honey, they're there. And he smooches her forehead, and he's all sad for her.
Yeah. I'm going to bring up a little nitpick. I think it's hilarious that the police report listed what car was in what parking spot, but not that there was egg on the window.
Yeah, that's a nitpick. That's a nitpick right there.
Like,
that's why we get 3-star reviews on Apple Podcasts.
Hey, you mind going down to the parking lot and seeing who's parked in the parking spots? Hey, should I check the room where the murder happened and all the surroundings to see? Nope.
Yeah, nah. I feel like Keith should have been like, not so sad, because he did walk in on Logan screaming at Veronica.
I don't think he is, but he's definitely phoning in his fatherly duties this season.
Yeah.
Not once was he concerned about the serial rapist at the Hearst College.
Yeah, he had bigger fish to fry. He had to see if the dean's wife was cheating on him.
Yeah.
So Veronica comes up to Tim Foyle in the hallway, and she's like, hey, how come I got a B when I clearly know that I got an A in criminology? And Foyle is like, I definitely gave you an A, so that's not true. And Veronica's like, well, let me see let's go to your office and let's see how you entered it. So Foyle is tip-tapping away at his computer. Veronica's trying to peer over his shoulder, and he's like, hey, get away from me from behind my shoulder. And she's like, all right, fine. So he opens up the thing. He's like, there, an A, just like I said. And Veronica's like, all right. Meanwhile, she's like undoing some tape because she's going to fucking.
It's so funny because it looks like she's going to strangle him. Like she's like preparing to do some like real devious stuff.
Yeah, but what she's doing is she's going to tape over the lock for his door so she can sneak in later.
Mm-hmm.
But before she does all that, she goes and she's stalking Madison.
Now, I know her voiceover says that this is an insane thing to be doing, but that does not justify what she's doing. This is absurd.
Yeah. Not only is she like stalking her, she's like, she sees Madison at the spa and she's like in her normal garb, but then she follows her home and she's got the whole like hat and big sunglasses incognito mode. And I was like, what is about to happen here?
And she's like following her, taking pictures and stuff. And my thing is this: Madison, at this point, has done nothing wrong.
Yep.
She slept with a guy who was broken up with Veronica.
We were on a break.
And she did not do that to get back at Veronica, who she hasn't seen all semester. I don't think she thinks about Veronica like that.
No.
So that was, to me, it's like, Veronica, this is Logan's thing. Logan shouldn't have slept with her, fine. But you can't now take it out on her.
Yeah, sure you can.
Okay. I always think that's funny, even when like guys catch their like wife cheating and they try to beat up the guy. Like,
yeah.
It's like, what? Why are you mad at him? Unless he's a friend of yours and knew about it. If he's some guy that she met at the bar, how was he supposed to know?
Yeah. But she follows Madison home, and Veronica's like, ugh, pathetic. She's bringing her laundry home from college to do it at home. And then Madison's dad comes out and he's like, oh, honey, here, I'll take your laundry, but let me guide you to the garage very quick. And the garage door opens and it's a surprise birthday party. And the parents got her a new Mercedes convertible with a vanity license plate that says, "Got's mine."
This scene is so unrealistic, even for rich people. Like, she's coming home with laundry. He's like, no, put that away. I got to show you something. Like, it was like, would that not have been her Christmas gift when she came back from Aspen?
It's her birthday present.
Okay.
This is because this is her birthday party.
Oh, that was it. That was what it was. At first, I thought it was going to be some trick where we find out she's not actually in school and she's actually like a personal shopper for some person, and we would start feeling bad for her that life didn't work out well and she peaked in high school or something. But no.
Yeah. No.
And Veronica brings up the fact that she goes, oh, that reminds me, I need to get Mac a present. And I just don't understand how she's sitting on this adoption bombshell and not using it. If you want to hurt her, hurt her.
Yeah, no, she's got other plans for Madison, though. Madison's driving around like a convertible BMW and comes home to a convertible Mercedes.
Yeah.
And like the BMW looks pretty new as well. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, man. Kids these days. But so Veronica takes pictures of the car and all this shit. So then Veronica goes back to campus. She goes into Tim Foyle's office, and it turns out that she'd not only taped the door, she planted a camera to see him type his password, and she's got the video, and she sees that his password is Dick Tracy, and she hacks into his computer. She sees that he was doing searches for the Neptune Women's Clinic, but then she also sees that he is investigating Dean Odell's death. And she's like, oh, okay, suspects, Eli Navarro, a.k.a. Weevil. Okay, he was the guy that found him. All right. But then she's like, Anthony Martin, who the hell is Anthony Martin? And she opens up the file and it says that he was an ear witness to the death. He heard the gunshot, but he was too drunk to remember any more details about anything else. So he just kind of stumbled on home. So then Veronica goes to Anthony Martin's dorm and writes like, call me. Here's my phone number, blah, blah, blah.
She writes for a good time and call this number and puts it on his dorm door board, the like whiteboard on your door.
Whiteboard.
And at first I thought she was writing Madison's number just so she would get prank called or something. And I was like, oh, I saw the Anthony name. So it's obviously her number to call. But why would you call a number that says for a good time?
Yeah, I would never do that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Neptune.
Also, Veronica should be getting a lot more calls of people just walking past that door and seeing that and calling it.
Yeah, fair enough.
I would prank call that number. I definitely wouldn't call it as a hey, you like me?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on anymore, man.
But
I'm just accepting what the show has given me at this point.
You know what's the weird though? Why doesn't she just like wait for him to wait outside his room for him to come home, or just knock on his door? Like, why does she have to?
She's got shit to do.
Where she spends 90% of her time at the college. Like,
just go to the dining hall.
Take your lunch to go and sit outside. Later, she sits waiting for some lady.
Yeah, can't do it. Okay. Not for Anthony Martin. That's a side quest.
That's a side quest. Yeah.
That's the M plot.
Dean O'Dell's murder-suicide thing. That's back burner stuff.
Yeah, that's Keith's looking into that. He's got it covered.
Honestly, they're both so dark. Like, we're dealing with the Dean's like possible murder or someone forcing a miscarriage. Like, man, this show's dark.
But Logan slept with Madison.
Yes, fair enough.
Speaking of, Logan's all sad at the hotel. He's slumped over in his robe and he's eating pizza. He's like, ugh, I've never had I've had the worst life of all time.
Pete, I laughed so loud at this scene. He has grown a beard. He's got like the 12 o'clock shadow. Like, it's like 2 days. Like, he's got this beard for some reason. He's got the I work as a businessman button down shirt, but it's like loose.
Yeah.
And he's sitting in bed covered in pizza and newspapers. This is a teenage boy. He's got a stack of newspapers in bed with him. I don't know about you guys, but when I get sad, I don't read the news.
What?
The news makes me sad.
You don't read the news to you don't read the news to uplift your spirit?
Yeah.
Not in this timeline.
let me get a large pepperoni in the Sunday Times.
So he's all slumped over and sad. He's drinking a golden monkey. He's
Shut up. I'm doing fine, Joe.
And Dick Casablancas comes home and he confronts Logan. He storms into Logan's room and he goes, "Hey, did you hook up with Madison when we were in Aspen?" And Logan goes, "Yeah." And Dick goes, "Not cool, man. Not cool." And then he walks out and he goes, "Hey, and you look pathetic right now sitting in the dark." And he leaves.
Again.
He's like, "You don't do that to a buddy."
Yes, that's what he says. Again, fascinating show. Enraging. This Logan fucked your stepmom and watched your brother jump to his death. But this is the thing that makes you go, not cool.
Well, hold on a second. You have to remember that when Dick found out that Logan fucked his stepmom, Dick then tried to fuck his stepmom too.
I mean, it just... Okay, remember when Logan's mom, who we still believe is alive because we haven't seen her body. But
she's when he show up with some seaweed in her hair,
and Dick is just watching Tinseltown Diaries while Logan's in the room and being like, "What? I don't get it." This is the same guy who's now butthurt because you slept with Madison. They put so much weight in this Madison character.
Yeah, man.
Like, I didn't realize she could unravel all the groups.
It's very uncool. You don't do that to your buddy. He looks real pathetic sitting there in the dark with pizza.
Hey, Dick, what was that thing that you did where you came storming in and you ended up living with me? What is that?
What was that? I saw a TikTok recently by that one TikTok creator that I always send you that I enjoy a lot, who does like TV breakdowns, who had a thing about like, if there's ever a cliffhanger ending where it's like somebody opens a box and they go, "Oh my God," or if somebody comes to the door and goes, "Oh, I did a real bad thing," it's like the writers don't really know what they're gonna fucking do with that. And sometimes they just hope you forget it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes like for seasons, like you can plan some stuff, but I thought about this with Buffy. No one knew how Buffy was going to end. They didn't plan the ending before that. So you're just kind of winging it, figuring out just the season. And then after the season, you hope you get another season and then you start over.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure season 2's ending of Veronica Mars was not planned from the beginning. I'm sure when they wrote that pilot, they had no idea how it was going to pan out.
Yep. Yep.
But the choices that they do decide to make are fascinating.
Yes, indeed.
Eczema is unpredictable, but you can flare less with Ebglyss, a once-monthly treatment for moderate to severe eczema. After an initial 4-month or longer dosing phase, about 4 in 10 people taking Ebglyss achieved itch relief and clear or almost clear skin at 16 weeks. And most of those people maintain skin that's still more clear at 1 year with monthly dosing.
Ebglyss, lebrikizumab LBKZ, a 250 milligram per 2 milliliter injection, is a prescription medicine used to treat adults and children 12 years of age and older who weigh at least 88 pounds or 40 kilograms with moderate to severe eczema, also called atopic dermatitis, that is not well controlled with prescription therapies used on the skin or topicals, or who cannot use topical therapies. Ebglyss can be used with or without topical corticosteroids. Don't use if you're allergic to Ebglyss. Allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Eye problems can occur. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening eye problems. You should not receive a live vaccine when treated with Ebglyss. Before starting Ebglyss, tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection.
Ask your doctor about Ebglyss and visit ebglyss.lilly.com or call 1-800-LILY-RX or 1-800-545-5979.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
So then we go to Veronica. She's going to the Capistrano's Ministries TV set or whatever. And Veronica asks the pastor for some help, Papa Capistrano, Bonnie's dad. And she's like, hey, I'm pregnant and I don't know what to do. Preacher goes, well, you have to assume that I'm going to say that you got to keep the baby. And she's like, yeah, but my parents would disown me and it would be a big mess and like blah, blah, blah. And Veronica goes, I mean, think about it. What would you do if your teenage daughter got pregnant? And the preacher's like, funny you should say that. My teenage daughter did get pregnant. And I got to tell you, I was so excited. You know, I was excited to meet my baby grandchild. And we were all so filled with love and joy to have another one of our family. And we couldn't wait to meet him. And he gets all emotional about it. And Veronica's like, oh, okay. And then he goes, yeah, but it turns out she lost the baby. And then he starts like crying. And then Veronica's now comforting him. And she's like, okay, I don't think this guy drugged his daughter.
Yeah. I was like, he seems on the level. He definitely seemed on the level. I was like, are those crocodile tears?
He wants another follower of Christ.
At this point, I thought maybe the mom had done it, you know, because he was like, oh, me and her mom were really like excited to meet our grandkid.
Meet our grandkid. Yeah. Yep. So then Veronica's like, all right, no dice there. Let me go to the women's clinic. So
I just lied to a preacher. So let me.
So she goes to the women's clinic and she explains to the nurse there that like, hey, I think my friend was slipped this miscarriage drug. Is there any scenario where somebody where a guy could come in and get it? And the nurse is like, no, there's no way that could happen. And then she's like, well, is it possible for someone to steal the drug from the clinic? And she's like, I mean, yeah, I guess anything like that is possible. And then Veronica's like, any way you could let me know who has come into the clinic? And the nurse is like, you gotta be kidding me, dude. And Veronica's like, yeah, I gotta try though. And the nurse is like, I see you, but there's no way I'm telling you who's been in and out of this clinic.
I did like the fact that they said you have to take it here in front of us. It's not one of those things they just give you a pill and you go home. It was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
That has changed, though. That has changed.
Oh, it has?
I think you can just go to a pharmacy and get it.
Huh. You want to do it? You want to get some?
Some market research for ourselves.
Yeah. Let's go see if we can actually do this.
No, we don't really want it. We just have to do it because we said some words on a podcast once.
I'm going to be so for real. Every time I see a refrigerator on the side of the road, I'm like, should I climb inside that motherfucker and test this?
How often are you seeing refrigerators on the side of the road?
I see lots. I saw 2 in the last week.
Oh, man.
All right. Man, people getting new fridges all up and down the place. So Veronica then gets a phone call from Anthony. He's looking for a good time. So she goes to his dorm, and he's like telling her about the gunshot he heard. And he's like, well, I didn't report it because, number one, I was drunk, and I already have like some drinking shit on my record, so I don't need another one. And I found out that the gunshot was like because of a suicide, so case closed. Like, why would I report that? So who cares? And then Veronica goes, so how did Tim Foyle find you? And he goes, I don't know. I never met him, but I told a bunch of people that I heard the gunshot, and I guess he heard through the grapevine, and then Foyle questioned me. And then he goes, how did you find me? And she's like, I was talking to Foyle about it.
Yeah.
And then Veronica's like, you don't remember anything else? He's like, nah, I don't. And Veronica's like, all right, well, I'm going to head out. And then he goes, wait, hold on. I just remembered something.
I got to get your real number.
Yeah. I am still trying to have a good time.
Yeah.
This was not a very good time. But he did have that look on his face like, well, no, you're hot. Let me tell you some more information.
Yeah.
But he remembered that when he got back to his place, Space Ghost, the classic legendary Adult Swim show, was on. And Terry Jones was the guest. That's all he remembers. And so Veronica's like, okay, so I'm going to check out when Space Ghost comes on. That comes on usually around like 2:30 in the morning. Mm-hmm. And then Veronica is walking down the hall, and she sees a vision of Madison, but it's not her. She's picturing Madison on every woman's face.
You were just talking to a guy about to get information about a possible homicide of a guy you know, and you're having waking nightmares of Madison sleeping with your douchebag ex-boyfriend?
Yep.
I think she needs to talk to someone. I think Veronica needs to see someone. She's stalking Madison. Like, honestly, this would be a Lifetime movie.
Yeah. Yeah. From Madison's perspective. It's just...
Yeah. Right? That one trip to Aspen.
She's freaking out. She just got information about a murder of someone she admired.
Yes. But her mind immediately goes to, oh, my boyfriend who slept with everyone, slept with this one girl.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough. Tough stuff. Anyway. So Veronica goes and she finds Weevil. And she's like, hey, Weevil. And Weevil's like, you haven't talked to me at all this season, so you must need a favor. And Veronica's like, how'd you know? And Weevil's like, what do you need? And Veronica goes.
Again, enraging. Yeah.
Yep. She goes, remember how when I had you come talk at Landry's class about how you used to be like a gangbanger or whatever, you mentioned something about wanting to sometimes get back into a life of crime. How would you like to steal a car and have it crushed at your junkyard? And Weevil's like, damn, whose car is it? Veronica goes, Madison Sinclair. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll do that, but it's going to cost you $500. And then Veronica's like, deal.
She makes a look on her face like, really? The audacity. You're asking a guy on probation to steal a rich white girl's car and crush it in a town that the sheriff is like, the sheriff will not solve any crime, but he will blame Weevil for everything.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe the audacity to involve him in this. And the fact that that was your plan to get back at her.
Bro, right? And earlier in the season, Veronica broke into his apartment to accuse him of stealing Lily's necklace.
Yes.
To like scream at him like, fuck you.
Yeah. She was like, oh, I should have never even given you this job. I don't even know why I trusted letting you work with my dad. I'm like, what do you want? What do you want with this guy? You don't trust him enough, but you asked your dad to hire him. You don't trust, you think he's going to steal Lily's necklace? He loves Lily more than you did. What are you talking about?
He's got a tattoo.
It's a sister. It's a sister's tattoo.
Oh, right. Yes. His sister Lily. I forgot. Yes.
But yeah, I just couldn't believe she asked a guy on probation who's getting his life together to do this. Like, this is so much more risky for him. And I can't believe he said $500.
Yeah.
Veronica's making $1,000 just like making phone calls to people. Meanwhile, you're about to risk like real jail time if you get caught with this. It was wild.
He wanted to see if he still had it, though.
If you still had stealing a car.
If I still got it, can I still do it?
Yeah, you talk a lot about a character on True Blood for kind of tempting another character. What Veronica's doing here is way worse. It's worse.
Terrible. No, this is awful. This is absolutely terrible. Like, Weevil's like thriving in this maintenance position.
Yeah.
Like, Dean O'Dell loved him, and he's like fixing some kind of air conditioning unit or whatever that when she comes up to him for this proposition. And Veronica's like, hey, remember when you said you wanted to do crime again? And I screamed in your face about how could you do this and get back into crime? How about you get back into crime for me, though?
Yeah, because there's a teacher that walks in because he's like fixing the light switch or something. And she's like, oh, thanks. He's like, oh, I know if I need any drama lit thing, you'll help me. So he's got a good banter. People seem to like him at the school. I'm like, man. And Veronica's like, throw this all away because Logan slept with this girl in Aspen.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember earlier when we talked about, this was also post Veronica yelling at him about the Lily necklace, when he gave her his keys to break into other places. And we were like, wow, that's risky.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
And now Veronica's like, steal a car, Grand Theft Auto for me, and then destroy it.
Wow.
Here's $500. There you go.
I hope.
No, Weevil only asks for $500.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Oh,
God.
boy.
So Veronica comes home. Keith is sitting on the couch and he's looking very forlorn and worried. And she's like, hey, Dad, I found out something awesome about the Dean O'Dell murder case. You're not going to believe this. This is the best news of all time. And Keith goes, honey, is there something you want to tell me? And Veronica's like, about what? He goes, have a seat. And he's like, we just got this in the mailbox. And it's pictures of Veronica leaving the women's clinic. A clinic where they perform abortions.
Dude, I just have to say we're not watching this with commercials, but this is where a commercial break is. And she has a look on her face where her jaw's dropped. And then it cuts to like commercial break and cuts back. And Keith is looking at her concerned because of the photos. And Veronica takes her sweet time denying this.
Yeah.
There's a
she's
long
looking at
beat.
She's like, what? She's like, where did you get these? He's like, got them in the mail. And then she's like, no, I didn't get an abortion. I was there for a case. And Keith was like, I figured.
This is the same Keith.
I just had to ask.
Is this the same Keith who said, I will never trust you again?
Yeah.
Is this the same Keith who just earlier in this episode found out that she broke up with Logan? And would think
he does ask her, is like, is this why you broke up with Logan? Is this something to do with Logan? And she's like, no. No, me and Logan were fucking, but...
She denies it so adamantly for someone who he discovered had an STD in the courtroom. Like, you can't just be like, Dad, I'm a good girl. He's like, no one in this town thinks you're a good girl based off of that testimony. Like, what?
Well, there was also all the, like, you remember the innocence test? And she got, like, such a low score or whatever. Everybody thought that she was, like...
I wonder what lasted longer, the innocent test shame or the courtroom shame in a public trial, in a high-profile trial. They're like, I don't know about that, but did you hear about this girl in high school got a 14 on the purity test?
Well, I mean, like, you know what else these women's clinics do? Give you birth control, give you like cures for like chlamydia and all that shit. Give you freaking do STD testing.
Yes, you go to Planned Parenthood because you're planning the parenthood. You're trying to make sure that your baby will come out fine. If you're getting vitamins and like information, you know, don't give your baby water, like that kind of thing. So.
I've been to I got tested at Planned Parenthood a couple times.
Yeah, they don't just perform abortions.
Yeah, well, this one does. This women's clinic, that's all they do.
This scene takes a huge turn tonally, though. It's like he's like,
Yeah.
I can't believe this is happening, and then they're just like now joking about it and making fun of the pro-life packet and doing bits about that.
Yeah, because the pictures came in an envelope, and then they flip it upside down some more, and there's like a pamphlet about like Jesus, and then there's a bookmark about from Good for Press or something like that.
Yeah.
In San Diego, and then they're like, ha 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 ha, I guess we'll have to pay them a Good Word Press. That's what it is. They're like, we'll have to pay them a visit. And I was like, all right. But like you said, the beginning of the scene, Keith is very concerned. The way that it's shot is even shot differently.
Yeah.
It's very dramatic. And Keith's like, sit down, honey. Did you get an abortion? And she's like, no. And he's like, okay, cool. What's up with this?
It's like, I can't get pregnant. I know you've called me while I was post-coital that one time, but yeah, I would never get pregnant. That's not how you get pregnant. It's like, okay, sure. Yeah. La, 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 la. So what should we do next?
Maybe we should go on a father-daughter adventure.
He doesn't even ask what the case is.
Yeah.
What case is making you go, I thought you were going to college. What case are you on? Yeah. She's like, it's a work case. She's like, fair enough. Oh, they also say, there's also a line here where she talks about they should just standing in there like crow's nest taking photos and creepy. That should be against the law. He's like, that's how we pay the rent. And he's like, well, we do it differently. I like to think so. I'm like, you guys are underhanded.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, this looks like some Vinny Van Lowe handiwork.
No, Vinny's down and up, not up and down.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That was shooting a little down.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
So Keith and Veronica, they go to Good Word Press, and they're like looking for the guy that published them. They give fake names. Hi, I'm Carson Drew, and this is my daughter Nancy, like Nancy Drew. But
they can never make fun of Tim for having Dick Tracy as his password if they're going to do that.
Right.
You can't do that.
So then they make up a whole story about abortion or something. I don't know. I did not pay attention. And they just like, they want to know who took the photos.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's like, well, you can go take a look at like all of the photos that we got. I'm the guy that takes the photos and puts the stuff in the pamphlet. And then Veronica's thumbing through all of this. She's looking for her pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy from the preacher's TV set's there, and he recognizes Veronica. And he's like, that's not Nancy Drew. She's lying.
That's the most famous woman in Neptune.
She gave me another name the other day when she was on the TV set. But before they get kicked out, Veronica recognizes Nadia, Dick's new red-haired lady that he's hooking up with. Yeah, I was gonna say Belle,
because a beau is only male.
Yeah, beau is men. Yeah,
yeah. I guess is Belle his Bella,
his Belle.
The guy here that they first talked to, whose name is Eddie in this, is an actor that's in Scrubs. I don't know his character's name in Scrubs, but yeah.
Okay. But so they leave. They get kicked out rather, and Veronica sees the same car with the God's Love license plate that you saw earlier at the TV set. And Veronica goes, well, I didn't find out who took the pictures of me, but I saw the redhead in the files, Nadia, that knows Dick. So Veronica goes to Dick at the dining hall, and she's like, hey, Dick, what's up with that girl Nadia? What's her last name? And he goes, Komanichi. And she's like, ugh, that's an Olympic athlete. That's not her real last name. And Dick's like, well, I don't know. That's what you told me.
I had to look this up because I thought it would be a name that like you would hear it and instantly be like, oh, I know who Komanichi is, right?
Yeah.
She's like from the 1980s gymnast. And she's got Estonian or Russian. I forget which one, but Romanian, I believe, because I looked it up and I was like, oh, did she do something like recent around like 2007? Like she was involved with some like stuff, like politics stuff and all that. But I was like,
yeah,
would Veronica know this name?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know a bunch of There's some athletes that I remember from the past.
So if someone said Mary Lou Retton or whatever, right? Like you would
Tara Lipinski.
Yeah. Like
Peekaboo Street.
But they would have to be like so specific. I feel like this one felt like it was just a little one step too far for Veronica to know right off the bat. Like I would feel like she would look it up and figure it out or type it in. But I don't know. It felt like it just wasn't that like right away you get it. Because we've been doing Nancy Drew, Dick Tracy, and now we're going to go with
she was more famous than we think.
No, she was. She had a big thing. Like her last Olympics was 84.
Okay.
But I don't know. I just thought it was, again, I'm saying this because I want to hear Discord's opinion about it.
All right.
What don't I know?
But Dick doesn't really answer any of her questions, though, and she's just like, all right, whatever. So Veronica waits outside of a classroom, and she finds Nadia, and she got her real last name because she was looking through the Facebook. Mm-hmm. And she's like, can you tell me a little bit about Dick Casablancas and how you know him? And she's like, oh, man, that guy, man. I got drunk at a party and made out with him, and he's been like up my ass ever since. So I gave him a fake name because I don't know. And Veronica's like, why'd you give him a fake name? She's like, why wouldn't I? You know that guy? He's a douche.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Veronica, are you going to sleep with Dick? Is Veronica going to sleep with Dick?
That's what, isn't there like a Dick side quest movie or something after season 3 or some shit?
It's like Play It Again, Dick. It's like a...
Play It Again, Sam, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's like detective work. I think it was more like spoof parody kind of thing. I know she did it. I don't know how like attached it was to this.
Yeah, how canon.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, Nadia is not a big fan of Dick Casablancas. So she gave him a fake name. But we then have Keith at home. He gets a call. It's Mindy O'Dell. And she's like, hey, can you come to my house right away? I think someone's in my house. And Keith is like, oh, you should call the police. And Mindy's like, you're closer and more competent. And he's like, touche. So she's like, hurry, please. So Keith shows up with his gun and the robber's there. And Keith bonks him on the head with the gun and knocks him out. And turns out it's Mindy's ex-husband, Steve, right? That's his name?
Yeah, it's Richard Grieco. I know the actor more than I know the character's name. But he was stealing a turkey, it looked like. I think he dropped a frozen turkey when he hit the ground.
Yeah, it's not even around Thanksgiving. It's February when this was airing.
She's got 2 kids. She's cooking turkeys at least twice a week.
Fair enough. You know how ravenous. I often forget how ravenous I was for turkey when I was a growing boy.
Well, maybe it was a mutated chicken. Maybe it was a giant chicken. I don't know.
Could be. So they drag Steve inside and they're like, why are you stealing? And he's like, well, because fucking that lady over there, Mindy O'Dell, she was supposed to keep paying me alimony. And Keith is like, yeah, you signed a document that said that you'd agree to leave her alone. He's like, well, I would have, but she stopped payments on my Porsche. So it got repoed and she stopped giving me alimony. So I got nothing going on. And Mindy's like, well, since Cyrus died, I can't afford it. And then her kids come down and they all see this guy and he's like, oh, hey, what's up, kids? And bro looks strung out as fuck. His eyes are he's got bags under his eyes. And the emo kid walks by and he's like, ugh, disgusting. And then Steve gets up and he's like scratching himself and he looks at a vase. He takes the flowers out of the vase and he's like, oh, it's a nice vase. And he just walks out with the vase. It's just like
how much are you going to get at a pawn shop for that? Like, I don't know, $2? Man. $5 if you're lucky.
It's a nice vase. Nice vase.
He's like, that's the vase I was looking for.
What do you think he's going to get at the pawn shop for a turkey?
He could at least eat it.
Yeah, true.
I mean,
you know how meth heads
love to eat. They love to eat.
Loved preparing Thanksgiving dinners for themselves.
The thing that doesn't track is he would have sold that car.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately. He would have sold that car.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so he walks off with a vase. I feel like that wasn't part of his story.
No, he was trying to do voiceover work and he was kind of like a deadbeat dad. And now he's an actor,
yeah. Yeah, because Keith is like, this guy's, I was a sheriff. I know meth when I see it.
Now, this reminded me 100% of how Keith ended up hooking up with Wallace's mom.
Oh, yeah.
There was a deadbeat in their little extra house, and he had to go over there to play the knight in shining armor to the single mom raising 2 kids.
Keith bursts in, I can be a hero, baby.
When he's got the gun, he's running up to the house. I'm like, Keith, you're not legally allowed to do any of this, I don't believe.
Dude, he's also got like a skull cap beanie on too. I'm like, bro, you look like you're the one robbing this place.
You suspect her of like kind of being the murderer, but you're going to go over because she called you, then said this
she is hot.
Oh, and it looks like she's giving flirty eyes to Keith throughout a lot of these scenes. And we know she was cheating.
Yeah.
And we know that Keith is now a cheater.
Yeah, Keith doesn't mind. She's not cheating anymore. Her homeboy's dead.
I'm even more upset with Veronica right now for the shade she threw at Keith for having his affair while her boyfriend had an affair with his now roommate, the stepmom.
Well, she just found out about it. That's why she's so upset.
No, the stepmom. The Kindle thing. The Kindle thing should be the breaking point. I don't understand how you could walk in and see him with Kindle, and
Kendall's not even that bad. Bro was organizing bum fights.
But for Veronica, it's the lies. Bum fights were out in the open.
Fair. Fair, you know.
Who wasn't doing a bum fight back then, right?
Yeah, you know what? I remember my days as a young man organizing bum fights.
I couldn't even afford bums. I couldn't even afford bums.
Keith goes into the emo kid's room. He's like, hey, buddy, you all right? And he's like, yeah, I'm good. And Keith's like, all right, cool. So Keith walks out and he's like, hey, Mindy, what's up with the kid?
Yeah, what was that scene for?
Dad, no.
Couldn't he have just said that to Mindy? Like, I don't know. I felt like it was a scene that makes us think that he might have killed his stepdad, but I don't think that even makes any sense.
I don't know, man. But Keith is like, yeah, all right, well, I'm going to take off. And she's like, no, please don't take off. You have to wait. Let me just stay. Just stay and check on Jason. You got to stay. And then Keith's like, well, if I'm going to stay, you got a drink for me? And he's like, yeah, it's just over there. Keith's like, all right, baby. So he goes.
Now, my first thought was he was going to try to find that expensive alcohol.
Yeah, me too. Me too. The Glen Kraken.
Yeah. He's like opening up every cabinet looking for it.
But he goes to the fridge and he closes. He's looking over his shoulder, making sure no one's looking. And he goes into the garage and he starts snooping around. He's looking at the Porsche, and then he sees that there's like some kind of weird substance on the windshield wipers. Was that the egg?
He thought it was an eggshell. Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause that's not a Volvo, though.
No, he's saying that was a car that was there that got egged, that she tried to clean it, but it didn't get fully cleaned.
Oh, okay. And then Mindy comes into the garage. She's like, Keith, what are you doing in here? And he goes, oh, well, when I was a kid, we kept the adult beverages in the fridge in the garage. And Mindy's like, yeah, no, we don't do that. And he's like, oh, okay, my mistake.
I love that he said that, but he's not even trying to get to the fridge, which is like all the way around the car.
Yeah, well, the car is blocking his way to the fridge.
True. I will say that was a good on the foot lie to come up with, because that tracks. A lot of people keep that fridge is always for drinks.
Yeah. So good on you, Keith. You're better at lying than Veronica.
What are you talking about? She cried her way into Foyle's office.
It's like the worst day of my life.
I want to give credit to that actor playing the janitor. The look on his face when he closes the door is like,
yeah,
boy, I do not envy that girl's boyfriend.
Yep. So then we go to Logan. Speaking of adult beverages, he's at his hotel and he's alone and he's drinking.
All of a sudden, he has like a 30-pack worth of different assorted beers all over the place.
Yeah, and he's got his boxers on. He's got his robe open. He's a mess. He's calling Veronica and he's like, oh, hey, Veronica, oh, voicemail, what else is new? And he's like, you know what, Veronica, so what? I slept with Madison. You know what? If you dig deep enough, you're going to find that everyone's a sinner. And you just keep digging, don't you? But I got to say, it's really encouraging that someone has such high standards and expectations of me finally. But you know what, Veronica? I would give anything to take that night in Aspen back. I'm so sorry that it happened, and I love you. I love you so much, and I'm a mess without you. I'm here with newspapers and pizzas and beers, and I'm alone. My robe is askew. I'm nothing without you. Please call me back. Please, can we please fix this?
Please come back. Dick wants me to go surfing again with Chip, and I hate Chip. I don't want to do it. All the girls there only want to sleep with me because of my dad. Please. Please don't make me do it. My life's terrible. I live in the penthouse, but I feel like I'm in the poorhouse. Help
but
me.
My heart is in the poorhouse.
Help me, Veronica. Oh, man.
So, Veronica's at home. It's the morning, and Keith, he's reading the paper, and he sees that the ministry CFO, that Thurman guy that recognized Veronica, he's leaving this church for a bigger church in San Diego or something.
No, he's actually been named the new CFO of the ministry. Okay. And Keith asks a great question. He goes, should a ministry have a CFO? And I'm like, that's a good point. When you're having a chief financial officer, you're making way too much money.
Yeah, well,
as a charitable
for you,
as a charitable organization that doesn't pay taxes. Yeah. Yep.
So then Veronica calls Bonnie. She's like, hey, you know about this Thurman Randolph guy? And Bonnie's like, yeah, I don't trust him. And Veronica's like, I want to search his office. And how can I get there? She's like, well, you want to go in like 15 minutes? You just got to put on some church clothes. And Veronica's like, oh, all right, yeah, sure. So
I love what her church clothes are.
Yeah, she puts on some church clothes, which looks like it's the exact same outfit she wore to the party, the sorority party that she was going to go and try to.
Her church clothes are also her dress classy for a sorority rush week party.
Yeah.
The one that Keith also like questioned her is like, are you going to study women's studies or something? Like he basically said, this makes you look like a lesbian. Is basically what it was
church clothes, baby. She needed a big hat. That's what she needed.
Well,
a big hat with flowers.
I don't know if this is a Baptist church. But that would be funny if she did that.
Yeah. So
the thing that drove me crazy in this scene is that they were like, hey, if you can get here in 15 minutes. And I forget where she calls her from, but she's not. Is she at home?
She's at home.
She's at home when she calls her, right?
Yeah.
How long do you think it takes her to get dressed into this this getup?
Oh, she's late.
And then she stops to sit down and listen.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
She said 15 minutes.
Yeah. She sees that she's got a voicemail from Logan and she's listening to it. And Keith interrupts her listening experience. So she only hears the mean part that Logan's like, oh, fucking Veronica, straight to voicemail, you fucking bitch. Doesn't get to hear the, I miss you, I love you.
And like a teenager, she just is not around her phone for a whole day to check her voicemail.
Mm-hmm.
This is the next day, I feel like. It's like
her little sidekick.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right. And Keith is, again, just phoning in the fatherly duties. He's like, everything all right? She's like, yep. He's like, cool, I don't care.
So Veronica, she's on the way to the church or meet up with Bonnie, and she gets a call from Weevil, and he's like, hey, got Madison's car. You ready to trash it later? And Veronica's like, absolutely. So then Veronica shows up to Bonnie's dorm, and Bonnie's all dressed up in church clothes too. Bonnie's dad shows up at the same time, and he's surprised to see Veronica, whose name, I forgot what name she gives him. Like
Hester. Yeah.
And he's surprised to see her, and everyone's super jazzed to see the Reverend, and what you call it, Phyllis is there. She's putting on her church clothes, and Veronica sees the book that's like what to expect when you're expecting or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she notices that the bookmark from earlier is in this book. And Veronica's like, I think Tim may have slipped you the miscarriage drug. And they're like, wait, what?
She says this. She doesn't pull her aside or nothing. She just says this in front of the dad, who has no concept that is what happened.
And he also has no idea who Veronica is because he thinks that she is pregnant and named Hester.
Yeah, and does not know that there's a Tim Foyle who's a part of it. Like, Veronica has no tact here.
Yeah. But she goes, this is the book that you said that Tim gave you, right? Well, it's got a bookmark that I saw from a religious group or whatever.
What does the bookmark say?
It's
because I'm wondering, like, if you saw that bookmark in a book like that, would you be like, wait, this is obviously a pro-life bookmark?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
she did say that Tim gave her the book.
Yeah, but why would she think that it's Tim if he had the bookmark? Because the bookmark's from a pro-life place. So why would she think
would
that
just
Tim...
assume that Tim, this creepy looking, gross, I can't believe anyone would ever date him or let them touch him. Why he would obviously be, going to that church. I don't know. Well, she did see on this thing, he had the Neptune church thing, the Neptune clinic.
The women's clinic.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. She just jumps to like, nope, it's got to be, Dick can't read. It had to be Tim.
But then it's revealed that it wasn't Tim. It was Phyllis. Because Phyllis is the one that gave Bonnie that book. And then Phyllis is like, all right, I fucking did it.
I did it. You had so much promise. And I wasn't going to let you do this. You would have been divorced to the kid. And then where would you be? You wouldn't be Indiana Jones.
You have dreams to accomplish. You were going to give up the baby anyway once you had it. It's like Bonnie starts screaming, get out of here. I can't believe you. And then the dad drags Bonnie away. And he's like, the dad's like calming Bonnie down. Yeah. Phyllis is a mess like 4 feet away.
I got to say, shout out to these dorms. These dorms are amazing.
Right?
It's a whole nother room.
Yeah, dude. Phyllis is just like going through it on her own bed in her own wing of this dorm room.
Yeah. My dorm was just like a cell, like a cell. It was just one square, like a square and 2 beds in it. You could bunk them or you could put them side by side. That was it.
But Bonnie's dad is like calming Bonnie down. He's telling her like, hey, you can't be angry. You have to be more forgiving. Like anger will tear you down and anger will tear apart your soul.
And Veronica goes, I'm the main character. This message is for me.
Yeah. Exactly. So she starts to feel some type of way about having Weevil steal and demolish Madison's car. Her whole drive over, she's thinking about the words the Reverend Capistrano was saying. Just keep replaying in her head like the sex dreams that she's been having about Logan and Madison.
I wish it was both. I wish they were doing flashes of the sex dreams and his words, and she was just fighting it.
So she gets to the junkyard and Weevil's like, hey man, here's the car. We got it. Even gave it a wash because it's going to look super cool when it gets crushed and it's all washed.
It's a shiny cube.
And then Veronica's like, you know what, Weevil, let's call it off. Let's not do this. And Weevil's like, I just went through the whole rigmarole of stealing this car for you. And now we're not going to crush it. And Veronica's like, nah, I'm starting to feel a certain type of way about this. We shouldn't do this. And then we was like, all right, I guess I'll put it back.
She was like, here's something for your trouble. Hands him like a wad of cash. It can't be more than $300.
Yeah.
And then it says,
then
put it back.
Yeah. She says, take it back, but maybe open a can of tuna and put it in her air vents or something. And we was like, you've gone soft.
Missed opportunity for Weevil to call her Marshmallow.
Oh, yeah. That legendary nickname.
Here's the thing, though. If you're Weevil, you gotta crush the car. You gotta crush that car and throw it in the ocean. You can't get caught parking
Destroy
that car.
The evidence.
You can't get caught. People get caught a lot doing the other thing. You know, like you might steal something, but you get caught joyriding it when you should have just like not rode it a second time. You're like, I'm going to drive it around a little bit before we go to the chop shop. And then you get caught. He's going to get caught trying to drop it back off.
Yeah.
And she doesn't live in a neighborhood where he can just drop it off and then skip down the street. And he's got to involve a second person to drive there that he can hop into their car. No, Veronica, we're crushing this car because it's here. Like it's not going back.
Yeah. No, that's the tuna thing.
Who cares? If it smells bad, they'll just get her a new car. They're super rich. It doesn't matter.
She'll go back to the BMW convertible that she had.
Yeah. To go back to the Phyllis scene, the actress that plays Phyllis is in SEAL Team 6, like 100 episodes of SEAL Team 6 with our boy.
With David Boreanaz?
A.K.A. Angel. And we'll also be seeing her in Twilight Breaking Dawn, Part 1.
No way. No fucking way.
And I think we might be able to figure out which one she is. Because she might stand out a little bit in that show. In that movie.
She's going to be the only black vampire, probably.
So we were like, who's? Oh, there's Phyllis. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's Phyllis. Yeah.
Yeah. So good on her. I mean, this reveal, though, just in general, originally during the watching of this episode, I thought, if Dick is the person that roofied her or gave the drug to Bonnie, it's no way. It's no way he could have given her that and we feel any sympathy for him ever again in the show. Like, that would be so dark. And then the scene that Phyllis is doing, I'm like, this is dark too. You gotta, like, that whole scene was so bleak and so dark. And then it comes down to, you know what we should take away from this? Don't crush a girl's car because she slept with your ex-boyfriend. I was like, wait, what? Like, this childhood friendship between Phyllis and Bonnie is now ruined. They were like, we've been friends since we were kids. That's done. Yeah. Like, that's so much. And I think Bonnie's reacting in the way of a person who has been traumatized by an event in the moment. And it just feels like it's so heavy for it to go to Veronica being like, yeah, my boyfriend that sleeps with everyone did sleep with that one girl. You know what?
Well, it's also
puts it in perspective.
I don't know what to think of Bonnie, because my perception of the character of Bonnie was that she's like the girl that hooks up with every frat boy, and like Dick's like, oh, you're worth such less points now because you've hooked up with all these frat boys. And then I'm like seeing her in church clothes, and Phyllis is in church clothes, and she's like, hi, daddy, hi.
It's fine. Yeah, it's weird. Bonnie's character also takes a weird turn because it seems like she was one of those like, fuck you, Dick, I don't care because I'm sleeping with your frat bro. Not like, Dick actually was going to pay for it, but only if I had a paternity test. I was like, you guys are both on the same level of like just being fucking around and being like whatever, right? Like she's not like this morally high standing person. And I get it. She goes to church. She can put on the church clothes, but they're not playing with that like, oh, the preacher's daughter's really like easy and like sleeps around. They're not playing that game.
Veronica tried to. She mentioned it earlier in this episode. It's not like a line,
but it doesn't land, right?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. It's such a heavy situation when she shows up and goes, hey, yeah, I was pregnant. But immediately it's not like I'm pregnant. I need you to find out who the dad is or something, because that would be weird. But she's like, no, I was pregnant, but I'm not anymore. Someone terminated the pregnancy and drugged me. I'm like, that's so fucking dark. And then Veronica
she is very kind of nonchalant in the library about it.
And then Veronica's like, yeah, I guess I could find out who did it. And while she's trying to find this out, she is not being angry towards Dick. When you should be thinking it's Dick the whole time, because you know he has a propensity to drug people. And and she still interacts with Dick like, hey, why didn't you tell me about Nadia? Or like, she doesn't go heavy at all. And then at the end, she's like, you know what? Tim did it. And she's wrong. She literally is wrong at the end. And then it's just like
she gets the immediate ungratification. Tim did it. And it's like, no, he didn't. It was her.
In that scene, they have an edit. They have an edit where they cut to Phyllis's face first. And I was like, I wonder if that was debated in the editing room, if they should cut to her having that look of like cagey look right before we reveal that it's her, because she even turns her back to the way the blocking is, where she's not facing Veronica. And you're like, oh, it's obviously her. But I wonder if they debated whether or not to have that close-up shot of her face where she's got the shifty Simpsons dog eyes.
Yeah. I love that that's the reference.
That's always
because I knew exactly what the reference was. But there's got to be a morning after pill. What do you think?
Lived up to the title. Another fascinating yet enraging episode of Veronica Mars.
The next episode is titled Post-Game Mortem.
Yes, Wallace is back.
Yep.
Please.
Gotta be.
Please be back.
It's gotta be back.
All right, I'm going to say, I'm going to go back to my...
Wait, is he still on the basketball team?
Remember he was off of it for the first semester? He said, and I might come back.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say this.
Oh, he's red-shirted, though.
No, he's not red. I don't know what's happening.
He said that you can't be on the court if you're doing this.
Yeah, but I don't know. Whatever. He's still going to be. I think what's going to happen is it's going to be something with his buddy that we saw.
Oh, okay.
I think he might die, and I'm going to do my prediction that I had with the Wichita linebacker kind of situation, where a player ends up dying, and then people think it's like on the court or something, like after the game in the locker room, maybe post-mortem. I think a player's going to die, and then Veronica's going to be like, oh, I guess I'll just look into it because I'm bored today. And she'll solve this other murder on this. I think she's got the Angela Lansbury Murder, She Wrote syndrome, where like where she goes, trouble follows. And Lamb needs to bring that up if he ever wants to have any leg up in the argument with her.
I'm going to guess, because I like your prediction, but I don't want to just copy off of it. So I'm going to guess that it's going to be some kind of game, and Veronica's going to find out something about the dean's death at the game. There's going to be some kind of clue pertaining to Dean Odell's death. I guess it's going to have to be a basketball game because this is February. So they usually are pretty good about keeping it on track with what time of the year. So I'm going to say that.
With the timing, I just got to say, like, you can go surfing in the winter. You can go surfing year round in California, but it's still cold. And they didn't seem like they were dressed for the winter when they went surfing when they were broken up.
I mean, we did just I remember there was a day in February out here this year where it was 91 degrees. Because I was laying by my pool, taking pictures of it and sending it to my parents and being like, haha, fuck you, East Coasters. And now I get to send those to you too, Vance.
Yeah, well, when it rains out here, I'll be like, hey, check this out. like what is the sky crying?
Oh, the Eagles won a game. There's horse shit all over my
I'll send you
see what you're missing, buddy.
I'll send you some authentic Philadelphia grease for greasing up poles.
Well, on that note, that is a wrap, everybody. Thanks for listening to our episode on There's Got to Be a Morning After Pill. Hop on Discord, let us know what you thought. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/boyswatchingbuffy for True Blood and Twilight. Instagram, TikTok, @boyswatchingbuffy, boyswatchingbuffy@gmail.com. If you want to shout out, Apple Podcast 5-star rating and review, Spotify 5-star rating, screenshot it, send it into us, and we will shout you out. And stay tuned next time for when we talk about Post-Game Mortem.
Anthony, just the guy I wanted to hear from. I am absolutely a good time.
Stitch Fix. Shopping is hard. Let's talk about it.
I don't have time to shop for clothes.
I have to buy everything in 3 sizes to find one that fits. They know me at the post office.
Workout wear is my only wear.
Stitch Fix makes shopping easy. Just show your size, style, and budget, and your stylist sends personalized looks right to your door. No subscription required, plus free shipping and returns.
Oh, wow. That was easy.
Stitch Fix, online personal styling for everyone. Take your style quiz today at stitchfix.com.
Seltzer Kings.
Podcasts.